From which constitution we have borrowed it from? Germany. Have you written that notes? Have I sent you that? Or else tell me. Have I sent you that image or not? At least in a group. If not, I will send you. Just remind me. ಇದೆರಾ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಕುಸುಮ ಹರ್ಷ ಕಳ್ಸಿಲ್ವಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಸಿಲ್ವಾ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ okay I will send that is go to the home and study whatever the respective faculty teaches that subject okay illandre pending ulito andre it will be very difficult to study okay daily revision ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು okay after that what we have studied demand of constituent assembly. Who has given the idea of having constituent assembly? M. Roy. When was the first meeting of constituent assembly took place? 9th December. The objective resolution was been announced on which date? Or proposed on which date? 11th or 13th? 13th December. Okay. 11th December was second meeting. Okay. And when was national flag was been adopted? 22nd July. National anthem, national song? January 22, 24. Just 2 days prior for the Republic Day. Understood? Let us study the different committees. Let us study the different committees in our Constituent Assembly. See, as I told you, there were 389. The maximum strength was 389 members. But all the 389 seats were not filled. Some of these seats were unfilled because princely states don't wanted to join India. They wanted to have their own ruling. Understood? ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮನೆತನಗಳು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಸೆನೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ರೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಅವ್ರದೇ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮನೆತನದವರು ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ ಆಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಲೀಗ್ ದೋಸ್ members were also stepped back. Why? Because they don't wanted to join India. They wanted to have separate nation. But what we had only one constituent assembly for India during that time. But Muslim League, some of the members, they also stepped back. And then it is the Lord Mountbatten plan where the partition was been took place between India and Pakistan. Understood? Avag enayitu andre then the members was been decreased. The strength was been decreased. Totally, the strength was been decreased to from 389 to 299. 389 iddidu 299 ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತು. Understood? Then, after that, in the Constituent Assembly, there were 3 types of committees. One the major committee, next one minor committee, third one is drafting committee. Let us study the major committee and drafting committee. Minor committee is not much important. Understood? Let us study the major committees. Committees means the group of people, they will work for the subject, the given subject, the specific subject. Okay? Let us study that. Okay, first. Which is the first one? ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ? What is that? Union Powers Committee. Union Powers, just concentrate, don't write, keep your pens down. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Wherever there is a union, there is a Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. Next, PDA. See here. PC, DC, AC. Okay. PC, DC, AC. Police Constable, District Commissioner, Assistant Commissioner, Allah. Okay. PC for Sardar Patel, DC for Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. And next, advisory ge matte Sardar Patel. Understood? PC ge matte AC ge Sardar Patel was the head of that committee. For drafting committee, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the head of the committee. Understood? This is the mnemonics you should remember. For PC and AC, Sardar Patel, and for DC, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Provincial Constitution Committee. Provincial means territories. Okay. We are having the territories in India during that time. For that, there was a provincial constitutional committee for that. Next, drafting committee. Next, advisory committee on fundamental rights, minorities and tribal and excluded areas. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. During prelims, if there is a question that arises from this major committee, okay, just AC anta idre, select this Sardar Patel. Understood? They will give you in the maths the following. Understood? Next, RR. Rules of Procedure Committee yaru? Rajendra Prasad. Okay. RP. Next, States Committee. Okay. That is Jawaharlal Nehru. Steering. Okay. Steering. That is for Rajendra Prasad. Don't get confusion between states and steering committee. Okay. Just think steering committee is for Rajendra Prasad. State is for Jawaharlal Nehru. Wherever there is a union, who is the head? Who was the head of that committee? Jawaharlal Nehru. One is Union Powers Committee, Union Constitution Committee. Next, wherever there is PC, AC, DC, then RP, then States Committee ge Jawaharlal Nehru Steering Committee ge. Understood? Is there any doubt? Don't want to you don't want to understand all this, which are the committees in detail. Just there are some of the committees for some of the subjects, that's it. Okay, just write down that mnemonics. Firstly, write down this totally and mark here so that you will be understanding. Write down all this. And whatever I have marked, you just mark that. Write down like this. PC, AC, DC. Sardar Patel. There were 8 major committees. Okay. 8 major committees. 8 major committees ಗಳಿದ್ವು. Finish? Increase your speed of writing, because in mains you should write 20 questions in 3 hours. ಉಸಿರಾಡಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಜ ಹಂಗಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅದು. You will work so fast but your hands will not work properly. Try to increase the speed of writing within 1 or 2 months. Okay. Finish? Okay. Next. Yes, the next one is drafting committee. Drafting. Concentrate here. What is meant by drafting? Drafting andre ಏನು? What is meant by drafting? Drafting means it's like a blueprint. Okay. It is a preliminary report. It is not a final report. Okay. For making the constitution, firstly we need a blueprint. We should know in which part we should add this subject. As you have studied the schedules, as you have studied the parts, as you have studied, as you'll be going to study the articles, the kind of a blueprint, they were just created by only the drafting committee. Understood? In the Constituent Assembly, there were members, they used to discuss which subject, which law should be added in which article. The debate, discussion, voting for the articles used to be going on. And during that time, during voting, most of the people, if they agrees for that law or else that article, then they used to submit it for these kinds of drafting committee. Understood? All the major committees, whatever the 8 groups you have studied, they used to report for whom? This committee. Understood? Have you see all that 8 committees along with the minor committees, whichever the committees there were there, they used to give report for whom? Drafting committee. And they used to just create the constitution, a drafting of that, blueprint of that constitution. When you wanted to build a house, what you will do? Either you will approach civil engineer or else architecture for building your home, the design, the vastu. The same way the drafting committee was there. Understood? It used to give the preliminary report, what should be added in the constitution, and in which part we should add this, in which schedule we should add these articles, the schedules, the laws, everything. Understood? And how many members were there? 7 members. Who was the chairman of the drafting committee? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee, and he was also the father of constitution, Indian constitution. He was also the architecture of the Indian constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the architecture of the Indian Constitution, and he was the father of the Indian Constitution. Understood? Okay. And also there were other members in that drafting committee. Swami Iyer. Okay. Next, K. Munshi, Syed Mohammad Sadullah, N. Madhavrao, T.T. Krishnamachari. How to remember this? Just give a work for your brain. How you will be remembering this? Are you seeing the rhyming words? Gopalaswamy, Krishna Swami. Are you seeing or not? Gopalaswamy, Krishna Swami. Okay. Munshi, Mohammed. Okay. Madhava, Krishna. All the names of the Krishna, Lord Krishna itself. See, Gopala, Krishna, Madhava, Krishnamachari. Understood? In option, if you get these names, just you pick up that names. Understood? One you will be knowing, because Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was famous and he was the chairman of the drafting committee. And the rest 6 is Gopalaswamy, Krishna Swami, and Munshi Muhammad, Madhava Krishnamachari. Understood? Okay. And this Madhavrao, actually there was a B.L. Mittal. He was ill health and he was being replaced with this person. ಮುಂಚೆ ಇವರಿದ್ರು, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹುಷಾರ್ ತಪ್ಪಿತು, ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೀಟ್ನ ಯಾರು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? Who has replaced? Madhavrao. Understood? And the replacement of D.P. Khaitan. The replacement of D.P. Khaitan. Actually, he was died in 1948. The replacement of this seat took place by T.T. Krishnamachari. Understood? Okay. And how many members are there? 8. Okay. We don't know who has been in that picture. Understood now? Okay. There are 7 here, but we don't know who has been added there. Replacement of B.L. Mittal was N. Madhavrao. Replacement of D.P. Khaitan was T.T. Krishnamachari. Understood? Okay, write down this. Or else you can choose this also, Iyengar, Iyer. Okay, that also. When it was been set up? August 29, 1947. August 29, 1947. And how many days it has worked? Around about 114 days. Less than 6 months. Within less than 6 months, they have made ready the draft of the constitution, the report of the constitution. Write down that. It was set up on August 29th, 1947, and also on how many days it has worked? 114 days. While you are doing the project report, respective faculties, the teachers, lecturers will say you to make corrections and come again and again. The same way, they used to do a lot of corrections. Okay. Then they used to come with the new report. Again there was a lot of correction. Again they used to modify that. They worked for 114 days like that. Understood? Okay. See, now to make a constitution in a structure format, it has needed a lot of changes during that time. Understood? Okay. And that is why these people were so cautious and they have worked very meticulously, very fastly. And whatever the reports that used to come from major committees, minor committees, they used to go it thoroughly, and they used to add up again in a debate and discussion. Again, it used to get changed, the format. There are some of the changes again in the laws. They need a lot of patience for that. Okay. See, in a family, if we are 4 people, every perceptions are totally different. The thoughts are different. We only debate in our own family. But think of 299 or 299 members who were there in that Constituent Assembly. How they have worked together for framing the Constitution, the new Constitution for India. Understood? Next is enactment of the Constitution. Okay, that is the preamble, what you are seeing that. Okay. And let us see what is the enactment of Constitution. The motion on draft Constitution was declared to be passed on November 26, 1949. Constitution was being adopted on which date? 26 November 1949. That day is called as Samvidhan Divas. We celebrate Samvidhan Divas on that day, the constitutional day on November 26, 1949. On that day, we have adopted the Constitution. But it came into the force on which day? January 26, 1950. Totally, it was got ready on which day? November 26, 1949. ಅದು ಫೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಸಂವಿಧಾನ. That came into force on this day. They waited from this month to till this month because of the Swaraj that was been declared by Jawaharlal Nehru in the Lahore session. Okay. In remembrance of the Swaraj, ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು 2 months. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವರಾಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು ಅವ್ರು ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಲಾಹೋರ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರ ಒಂದು ನೆನಪಿಗಾಗಿ ದೇ ವೇಟೆಡ್ ಟಿಲ್ ದಟ್ ಡೇಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, how many members have signed the constitution book? 284 members have signed the constitution. Understood? Next, when the constitution was been adopted, as I told you, it was November 26, 1949. And in original constitution, how many articles are there? 395. Next, 8 schedule and 22 parts. Okay. Then, see here, the very important point is that after enactment of the constitution, when the constitution was became ready, then they added up the preamble for that. Understood? First ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ they just made ready of the constitution book, then they have added the preamble. That is the identity card, introduction of the constitution. Understood? See, in order to write one book, firstly the author will do, firstly he will just introduce the introduction part, the chapters, and then he will write the chapters. But our constitution was not like that. Firstly they wrote all that parts, schedules, articles, then finally they added in the first page regarding the preamble. Understood? Then constitution was came into force on January 26, 1950. Or as commencement of the constitution, we also call it as commencement of the constitution. Commencement of the constitution, or constitution came into the force. It was been adopted on November 26. Commencement, or when it has been came into the force, January 26, 1950. Okay, just write down in a keywords. Don't write everything, just write only keywords, very important highlighting words. Adoption of constitution, November 26, 1949. 284 members signed the constitution. Write down this. Preamble was enacted after the entire constitution was already enacted. This is very important point. Write it. Write down that fully this part. Yes, this is the original preamble, because yes, socialist, secular, integrity was not been added. That is the original preamble. So how beautifully they had it. How much patience they are having to decorate that. And lastly, it used to get signature here by the whoever that in a calligraphy, which person have written that, Ram Manohar Sinha. He used to write it as a Ram. Okay, the signature of the artist was being added here in every page. His name was Johar Ram Manohar Sinha. In short form, he used to just sign. He used to mention Ram. ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, you can't see here, but ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬಟ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕಾಣಬಾರ್ದು. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಒಂದು ಸಾರ್ಥಕತೆ, ಇಡೀ ಒಂದು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರದೊಂದು ಸಾರ್ಥಕತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. No, it was written in Hindi. Okay. Finish. Ram andre, it is not meant for God, it is his name, Ram Manohar. Okay. And don't give the tagline that why he has added the Hindu God name here. Okay. See here. They are signing the constitution. And these are the signings they have done. Why that is not filled? Half of the page is not filled. Actually, that was the first page. Actually, that was the first page. Why they are not signed from here itself, starting itself? What might be the reason? What might be the reason? Any drawings? See, they might just add up anything there, writings or even a sketch, even image or something, as you told. Okay, they wanted to add up any of the sentences, or else they wanted to give a priority for the other people to sign up there. But during that time, Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the Congress leader, during that time? Nobody have just signed up above him. Everybody started to sign up below him. Understood? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದನೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. See here. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ equality. The same. Understood? How they used to give the respect towards the other people. Okay, let us see this. Important facts. Important facts of the Constitution. What was the symbol of the Constituent Assembly? Elephant. Okay. And who was the legal advisor or the constitutional advisor for the Constituent Assembly? B.N. Rao. Concentrate here. How will be having the family lawyer? The rich people will be having the family lawyer. The same way there was a legal advisor. Legal advisor for the Constituent Assembly was Sir B.N. Rao. Okay. And concentrate, don't write. Who was the calligrapher of the Indian Constitution in an italic style? Prem Behari Narayan Raizada. Prem Behari Narayan Raizada. And the original Constitution, the original version was beautified and decorated by the artists from Shantiniketan, including Nandalal Bose and Vyohar Ram Manohar Sinha. Shantiniketan was a company, artistic ಏನದು ಒಂದು company ತರದು, where there were a lot of best artists in India. They used to work in that Shantiniketan. From that Shantiniketan, there were two people, that is Nandalal Bose and Vyohar Ram Manohar Sinha. They used to decorate that, beautify that pages. But who was the calligrapher? Bardidyaro. Prem Behari Narayan Raizada. He has written in English, in italic style. Understood? Next, in Hindi version, who was the calligrapher? Vasant Krishan Vaidya. And decoration, the same, it was made by Nandalal Bose. For Hindi version, for Hindi Constitution book, it was written by whom? Vasant Krishan Vaidya. And who was decorated that? Again, the Nandalal Bose. Now you can write down. All these have been asked in your state level exams and Group B, Group C exams of central level. Is there any doubt? Finally, let us see the criticism of the Constituent Assembly. What are the criticism of the Constituent Assembly? What was that? First one, not a representative body. What is meant by that? Constituent Assembly was been criticized, and still now some of the people will criticize the Constituent Assembly for these reasons. What is the first one? Not a representative body. What is meant by that? How many seats have been, how many members have been elected in a Constituent Assembly? 296. 296. Out of 389, 296 were meant for whom? British India provinces. Those people are elected with the help of limited adult franchise. Understood? That is what they will criticize here. It is not a representative body because it was just only meant for the people who pay the taxes, who are educated Indians, and also who had a property. Those people used to do the voting for these people, and it is not meant as a universal adult franchise. That is why they still criticize that. The next one, not a sovereign body. What is meant by not a sovereign body? It was not an independent body. Even though we have created the Constituent Assembly, it was not an independent body. What the British has said is, you can create your constitution, but they are the one in their presence only we had a freedom, that too a partition, the Mountbatten Plan. Understood? When there was a Constituent Assembly, when we got our independence, 1947, when Constituent Assembly was being formed, 1946. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ಯಾರು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಕೊಡಿಸಿದ್ರು? Unfortunately, the British people, in their presence, we got the independence. Are you understanding? It was Lord Mountbatten Plan. With the help of that, we have got the partition of India and Pakistan. Still, these people were head for us. Still, our constitution came into force. Till then, these Britishers used to rule us. We used to submit what we have written in our constitution. Understood? Next one. Time consuming. For how many years we have took time for framing the constitution? 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. But in order to frame the American Constitution, they only took 3 to 4 months. They have only 7 articles. How many articles we are having? 395. But American Constitution have only 7 articles. Okay. Next one. Dominated by Congress. Why it was been dominated by the Congress? Majority of the seats were won by whom? INC, 208 seats out of 296. Then, lawyer politician domination. What was that? Most of the Constituent Assembly members were lawyers and politicians. Who were the lawyers? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru. Then, who are the law graduates during that time? Most of them were. And most of them were politicians and lawyers. Next, dominated by Hindus. Okay, there was a criticism that there is a lesser representation for Muslim community, lesser representation for the other religious communities. That is why they used to criticize the Hindus. Understood? Okay, these are the criticism for the Constituent Assembly. If they ask this question, you should explain, you should write down this. Is there any doubt? This all is given in your M. Lakshmikant. You can go and study regarding the M. Lakshmikant book. Daily you study. Try to study the M. Lakshmikant. Ivatte odre, it will be very easy. If you study after 1 or 2 months, it is difficult. By this, we have completed this chapter, making of Constitution. Just write down and go through that chapter once for 2 minutes. ಏನಾದರೂ doubts ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. We have completed this chapter. And Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is also called as a modern Manu. Have you heard this name, Manusmriti? What is that? Yes. See here. A Manusmritiಗೆ ಮಾನವ ಧರ್ಮಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಿದ್ರು. Okay. The sage Manu, Rishi Manu anta idru. He has written that book, Manusmriti, Manava Dharmashastra. It is meant for the Hindus. Hindu ಧರ್ಮದವರಿಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರೆದಿದ್ರು. And the Hindus should follow in an ancient days. In an ancient India, they used to follow this Manusmriti. And in Manusmriti, it has given regarding the varnas, the caste system. Varnas are meant for warrior, yuddhakke. Vaishyas are meant for trading. Shudras are meant for serving for these upper caste people. It was given like that. And then there was a patriarchal society where the man used to dominate over a woman. And woman should depend on a man during that time. ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಸೆರೆಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. All that were written in that book. ಬೇರೆ ಗಂಡ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳು ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. It was all written like that in that book. Okay. And regarding the caste discrimination, the varnas, whatever I told you, the 4 varnas, then the patriarchal society, and it used to give the roles for the woman also. Adr viruddha yaru antandra Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He used to oppose the caste system, the caste discrimination. He used to oppose whatever they have condemned the Dalits by these upper caste people. That Manusmriti was a Brahmanical authoritative. Means Brahmins were very dominating during that time. Understood? And that is what he has opposed, and he has publicizedly burnt that Manusmriti book in 1927. 1927 nalli the Dalits and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has publicizedly burnt that book because it was inhumane. Why? Because the upper caste people used to condemn the other people, the other lower caste people. Okay. And there was untouchability in that time, especially in villages. Till now there is untouchability. Innu mailge agtade anta heltara. And the Dalits can't enter even the temple for some of the temples. Till now. We have got the independence. It's been already 75 years. Still there is lot of social discrimination in our country. Temple kattake ivrgal beku, but temple ivru hogbardu. See what kind of discrimination. ಹೌದಾ? ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೆ ಶೂದ್ರಾಸ್ ಗಳು ಬೇಕು, ಇದೆ ಲೋವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗಳು ಬೇಕು, ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟ್ರೈಬ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗಳು, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪಲ್. See, that was being opposed by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Understood? You should know what is Manusmriti, and also you should know why Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is called as modern Manu. Why he has publicizedly burned that Manusmriti. This might be not your mains answer writing, but this is the interview question. Okay? Okay, let us see the next chapter. Eventually you will just change your mindset once you go through this polity subject. You change your perception regarding life, regarding your thoughts, how to decide what is good and what is bad. This will help you. Okay. Right now, your thoughts might be extreme. You will think that whatever I think, that might be a correct. But you will be realizing eventually after the fundamental rights chapter. Regarding reservation, there are a lot of people, they will still oppose that why the government is giving the reservation. Why the government is giving the schemes for a woman. A lot of these kind of sensitive matters that you should deal in future. Okay, regarding unemployment, regarding the rights, regarding untouchability, regarding religious matters, with all that you should carefully you should handle when you become the civil servant. Okay, next chapter. Salient features of Indian Constitution. Salient features of Indian Constitution. Salient features of Indian Constitution. So there are 8 to 10 points that is important. Salient features of Indian Constitution. Okay, the first point is Indian Constitution is the world's lengthiest constitution. Indian Constitution is the world's lengthiest constitution. World's lengthiest written constitution. You can just mention written constitution. World's lengthiest written constitution. Which are the examples for written constitution? American Constitution. American Constitution is the written constitution. And next, Indian Constitution. Our Indian Constitution is the world's lengthiest constitution. And example for written constitution, American Constitution. For unwritten constitution, which is the unwritten constitution? British or UK? Okay. British or UK constitution. It is the unwritten constitution. Written constitution means the laws will be in codified form. Laws will be in the codified form. Means it will be written in a book. Codified andre it is written in a book. All the laws are written in a one book. That is called as laws are in codified form. What is meant by unwritten form? Library. Laws will be written in uncodified form. Laws will be written in uncodified form. There will be no single book. Sorry, there will be not only one book is meant for writing laws here. There are several of books. Understood? One day book irodilla. See, we are having the Indian Constitution book. Only one book we are having. But UK Constitution, they are not having their own Constitution book. They are having the books for legislature. They are having the books for executive. They are having the books for judiciary in separate sections in their library. Okay, several of books are meant for that. Understood? That is what called as uncodified form. Onde book alli irolla. Adike uncodified form anta irtide. Don't think that according to the definition, don't think that the laws are not written. That is not a proper statement here. Laws are written, but they are not written in one single book. Understood? Laws are written, but not in one single book. Just write down. Finish? Next one. See here, why it has been become world's lengthiest? Why it has become world's lengthiest? See, it is having 1,59,000 words in our constitution. 1,59,000 plus words are there in the constitution. Why it has become world's lengthiest constitution is because it is having 395 articles, 12 schedules, 22 parts. Along with that, based on geographical indication, okay, based on geographical indication, the states were there, the union territories were there. Regarding that, they have specified, and we are only having single constitution for both the center and all the states. We are not having separate constitution for the states. Karnataka kanta enadu one separate constitution idana? No. For every state, we are having only one single constitution. That is why regarding the specific state, they have added for in each article. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ book lengthy ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಯ್ತು. Okay. Then historical factors, because the Government of India Act 1935, they have just borrowed from that act as well. Okay, that's why it has become world's lengthiest. 395 articles. Writing 395 articles, it becomes lengthiest only. Bulkier book. 12 schedules and also 22 parts. Because of geographical indications, that is, the states were there, the union territories were there. They used to write regarding that schedules, the articles, everything regarding that. And that is why it has become world's bulkiest book. Understood? Next, second point. Second point, drawn from various sources. Drawn from various sources. Yesterday we have studied this one. Our Indian Constitution have been borrowed from various constitution books. Naವೇನು ಸ್ವಂತವಾಗಿ ಏನು ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ constitutional makers ಗಳು. But they have just borrowed the sources from the other constitution. Fundamental rights have been borrowed from which constitution? USA. Fundamental duties? USSR. Single citizenship? Single citizenship? UK. Understood? Okay. Canadian, Australian citizenship ಯಾವ್ದೇ borrow ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ? Sorry, Australian constitution do? Australia. Joint sitting, concurrent list. Understood? Okay, write down the examples for that. Example, Canada, Australia, Germany. Canada, Australia, Germany, USSR, USSR, France, USA, full stop. Finish. Third one. Blend of rigidity and flexibility. Blend of rigidity and flexibility. Constitution of India is neither rigid nor flexible. Write down this statement. Constitution of India is neither rigid nor flexible. Constitution of India is neither rigid nor flexible. We know that Indian Constitution is a living document. Why it is called as living document? It can get amended. We can do the changes in that. In our Indian Constitution, we can do the changes. We can add or we can delete or else we can modify our Constitution. That is why we will call it as a living document. Unlike the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita. We can't change those, but we can change our Constitution according to what people needs. What are the people's requirements? Based on that, we can change the Constitution. Okay. See here. What is meant by rigidity? Rigid means very strict, very difficult. Flexibility means a bit easy. Okay. Here, our Constitution acts as rigid. It won't act as a rigid also. It don't act as a flexible also. That is what we will see here in this statement. The Constitution of India is neither rigid. Rigidu alla, ita flexible alla. Okay. Let us see why it is not rigid and why it is not flexible. See, rigid Constitution means very difficult to amend the Constitution. A difficult procedure will be there to amend the Constitution. That kind of amendment is there in the American Constitution. American Constitution, it is difficult to amend the Constitution itself there. Tiddupadi ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ. America. In UK, it is flexible. UK Parliament can change the Constitution very flexibly. We have adopted both. We have adopted the amendment in both the style. Okay. Our Indian Constitution is rigid and sometimes it is acting as a flexible also. Okay. With the help of special majority, it is difficult to amend the Constitution. With the help of simple majority, it is easier to amend the Constitution. We are having different types of majorities. Absolute majority, effective majority, special majority. Okay, let me explain that in detail tomorrow. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಗದರ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ದೊಡ್ಡವರಿಗೆ ಗದರ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ? No, because they are already grown up. We can't feed forcefully for the grown up person. Understood? The same way our Constitution is also like that. During amendment, for some of the subjects, it is difficult to amend the Constitution. For some of the subjects, it is very easy to amend the Constitution. Understood? Okay. Is there any doubt? No. Next one. Very important. Federal system with unitary bias. The fourth point, federal system with unitary bias. Federal system with unitary bias. Write down this. What is meant by federal? Dual. Okay. Dual. It might be central and state. Here, our Indian constitution acts dual also. It acts as a unitary one also. ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಎರಡೆರಡು ಸತಿ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ ಸತಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಲೆಟ್ us see that. Okay. Federal means we are having two government. One is central government and another one is state government. They are having their own powers. Okay. They are having their own respective powers. And there is a division of powers also. In only normal days. Like now, there is no war with India. None of them is fighting against the India now. This is a normal day. State government is also working, central government is also working. But when there is a war against India, if the president promulgates the national emergency, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, okay, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ತುರ್ತು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, during that time India will act as only unitary. Central will be getting lot of power. State government ಗಳ ಮಾತು ನಡೆಯೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ. Understood? The same like a father. Normal days, the children, the mother, father will be happy. They are having their own powers in the home. But ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಕ್ಕು? ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಫಾದರ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತು ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. The same way, during national emergency, who will be having lot of power? Parliament, central government. Understood? It will act unitary. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ, I am having lot of power ಅಂತದೆ. Understood? Okay. Think that if there is a war with Pakistan, if Punjab or Haryana tells that I wanted to join Pakistan, will you agree for that? Should central government should agree for that? No. It will tell that I am strong during national emergency. ನಿನ್ ಮಾತೇನು ನಡೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. It can't secede from the Indian Union. ನಮ್ ದೇಶ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ದೇಶ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. That is nowhere it has been written in our constitution as well. They are already mentioned. Okay. ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, none of the states can secede, can go away by being either independent nation again or else with the other nation. Understood? It all will be studying in the upcoming chapters. Now have you got this point? Federal. India acts as both a federal and also unitary. Federal during normal days. Both the powers are there for central government and state government. There is a division of powers. But if there is any emergency during that time, central government will be a stronger. Unitary, only one. Is there any doubt? And also we are having the single citizenship, single constitution, that is unitary. Single constitution, single citizenship, all that is a unitary. Understood? Next one. Parliamentary form of government. Fifth one. Just write down the fifth one. Parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. What is meant by parliamentary form of government?
Parliament has supreme control, supreme lawmaker.
Yes, here. Supreme lawmakers are the parliamentarians. Here, the UK is having the parliamentary form of government, British. We have borrowed this one from UK. UK constitution is having parliamentary form of government, and also they have adopted the parliamentary form of government there. We have adopted the parliamentary form of government from UK. And here the parliamentary form of government means there will be a nominal and real executives. Nominal and real executive. Nominal means president. Real executive means PM. Understood? And also along with that, majority party rule. Majority party rule. Whichever the political party gets the majority number of seats, they will become the ruling party. Understood? If the BJP gets the majority seats, then it can become a ruling party. If the Indian National Congress gets the majority number of seats, it will become the ruling party at the center in the parliament. Understood? Okay, any of the other national political parties. Okay, ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಗಳಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾರ ಗದ್ದುಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರ. They will be the ruling party. Majority ಇರಬೇಕು. Okay, and see, in order to have the majority, especially in a Lok Sabha anta ide. For every 5 years, Lok Sabha elections will be conducted. Out of 543 seats, whoever wins more than 50% of the seats, they can form the government. They will become the ruling party. Okay, ನಾಳೆನೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ absolute majority, effective majority ಬಂದಾಗ. See, how many seats we are having Lok Sabha? 543 seats presently. Okay, divided by 2, ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 272. Okay, plus 1. Totally 272 plus seats. 272 plus seats. The single party or else any of the coalition party, they can win and they can form the government. Political party there. Out of 543 MP seats of Lok Sabha, minimum they should win 272 plus seats. Our target is to minimum in order to form a ruling party. As to seats ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ, they can form the alliance. They can form the coalition with the other political party. ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು political party ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ they can form the government. Understood? That is what called as majority party rule. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? And also, next one, there will be ministers, and also and also PM and CM, chief ministers in the state. That all comes under the parliamentary form of government. Understood? Okay. Write down this. And dissolution of lower house. Write down this point also. Dissolution or dissolving of lower house. Dissolving of lower house. Which are the lower house? Which are the lower house? Lok Sabha at the center. Concentrate here. Parliamentally, there are two houses, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is called as lower house. And state government anta bandaga, which is the lower house. State legislative assembly. State legislative assembly, state government bandaga, centrally yavdu, Lok Sabha. Those houses can be dissolved. That all comes under parliamentary form of government. Majority kalkolta dissolving ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್ಕಾರ. And this parliamentary form of government is also called as Westminster model. Westminster is the place in UK. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ನೇಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Westminster, not minister. Westminster is a place in UK. A Westminster model ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ UK ದಲ್ಲಿ parliamentary form of government ಗೆ. This is called as Westminster model. And next, just write down the other points. Fundamental rights, fundamental rights, fundamental rights, comma, directive principle of state policy, directive principle of state policy, comma, fundamental rights, a secular state, comma, universal adult franchise, universal adult franchise, next, single citizenship, comma, independent bodies, comma, emergency provisions, comma, three-tier government, or tier, TIER, three-tier government, next, yeah, that's it. Fundamental rights, that I will explain in the fundamental rights chapter. Next, DPSP, there is a chapter for that. Fundamental duties, there is a chapter for that. Secular state, have you written that? That one I will just complete in that preamble, the definition of that. Okay, secular means all the religions are equal in India. All the religions are equal according to the Indian Constitution. Next, universal adult franchise. What is meant by universal adult franchise? Yesterday itself I have told you.
The person in the age of he has the right to vote
Yes.
and contest.
Yes. The Indian citizen who is above the age of 18 is having the right to vote. Previously it was 21 age. It was been reduced to 18. Okay. Let us see that. Just put the heading universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. Universal means throughout India. Universal andre ಏನು throughout India. Adult franchise means the voting power. The voting age was been reduced from 21 age to 18 age through the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act in the year 1988. It came into the force in 1989. Sorry, 61st. Very sorry, 61st. 91st alla 61st alla. Change that. See, the voting age was been reduced to 21 age to 18 age. Through which Constitutional Amendment Act? 61st Constitutional Amendment Act in the year 1988. The force barbekalla. It came into the force in the next year, that is 1989. See, from 1950 commencement of the Constitution till 1988, the voters were the age of 21 years. In 1989 to till 2025, what is the age of voting minimum? 18. Understood? It was during Rajiv Gandhi's era. He has just amended the constitution. He has just reduced the voters age. He thought that the 18 age people will also be matured enough to know the political system, to know their rights, to know their responsibilities. Understood? Is there any doubt in this? Okay. The next one, single citizenship. As we are having the single citizenship, we are not having the dual citizenship. USA is having single citizenship or dual citizenship? USA. Yaudide USA dual citizenship. Yesterday itself I told you. Dual citizenship. USA is having dual citizenship. One citizenship of that country, USA country, and another citizenship is of that state. But why our Indian Constitution makers didn't choose the dual citizenship? Why they didn't choose the dual citizenship? What might be the reason? Why they adopted only the single citizenship?
Indian states are not seized.
Yes. See, our states can't get seized, can't go away. And also we can't give the citizenship like Karnataka citizenship, Maharashtra citizenship, Tamil Nadu citizenship particularly. ಈ ತರ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? Again the discrimination will be increased. Understood? And also that is why we are the Indians. Okay, in order to have that patriotism towards the nation, that's why we are having only single citizenship. That is Indian citizenship, not the state-based citizenship. Otherwise, it would have been led to discrimination. Understood? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we are having only one single citizenship called as Indian citizenship. Nation is first, then comes the state. The other people will tell that first ನನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೇಶ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. No. You being the civil servants, first ದೇಶ ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇರೋ ಜೀವಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕ್ ಆದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ. And some of the politicians also they say that first Karnataka Rajya, ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೇಶ. You not have that vote banking and everything. No, it is not like that. First nation. ನೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನೇಷನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Understood? Okay. And you being a future civil servants, you should not support only one state. You should have the positive attitude towards all the states, because you will be serving in some other states as well in future in emergency. Okay, you will be having your own cadre to work there, but on deputation basis you might work in different states as well. That's why you should think that our India is the first, then comes the states. Okay.
Here in India,
No, Aadhaar card is not a proof for proving that you are a citizen of India. Only the voting rights, the voter card, and also along with that the BPL card or APL card. Okay. And birth certificate. Okay. And schooling. Adella, not the Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card can also be issued for NRIs. Aadhaar card can also be issued for other people as well. Outside the India people also. For foreigners also we can issue the Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card is not meant for proof as a citizenship. Understood? Aadhaar card na yarig bekadru ನಾವು ಕೊಡಬಹುದು if they are residing in India. Aadhaar card is meant for everything. It is been linked with the bank account. It is been linked with everywhere. Okay, and it is being used for this schemes as well. And it has been utilized for getting the scholarship as well. Everywhere we want Aadhaar card. But that is not a proof for proving that you are an Indian citizen. Why? Because Aadhaar card is just only meant that you are based on the residency. Whatever you stay here in India, for that Aadhaar card is meant. Not for proving yourself that I am an Indian citizen. Understood? You wanted to prove as an Indian citizen, at least you should have voter ID, or else birth certificate, or else the BPL or APL card. Understood? A driving license. Okay. ಈ ತರ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. See, even Bangladesh people who are migrants here, illegal migrants, they are also having the Aadhaar card, Indian Aadhaar card. Nepalese. See, in order to have the voter ID, only Aadhaar card is not sufficient. Marks card, birth certificate. Nowadays, recently they have brought this one of the provision rules. Birth certificate beko compulsory, or else at least matriculation marks card. Okay, based on that they will issue the voter ID. Aadhaar card is just one of the proof. It is not the majority of the time. Based on that they will not issue any kinds of the other licenses for you. ಅದೊಂದೇ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್? ನೋ, ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Next, independent bodies ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. Independent bodies like election commission, just write down that. Election commission, independent bodies like election commission, UPSC, SPSC, UPSC, SPSC, CAG, CAG. Okay, these are the independent bodies. I will tell that. I will explain all that in the constitutional bodies chapter. Next comes the emergency provision. Emergency provisions. Which are the three types of emergency? Three types of emergency.
National emergency.
Yes. The first one, national emergency. Next, president's rule.
Financial.
Next, financial emergency. Okay. 352. 3. Yes. 4 articles. Difference in each. Article 352 related to national emergency, 356 related to president's rule, 360 is related to financial emergency. ನಾಲ್ಕು articles difference ಇದೆ. Next one we have written 3-tier government. Which are the 3-tier governments in India? Yes, Siam. 3-tier. Three-tier. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್, ತಾಲೂಕ್ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್, ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್. Write down that. ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್, ZP election. ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್, ತಾಲೂಕ್ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್, ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್. These are the local self-governments. Local self-governments. Full stop. Okay. By this we have completed this chapter. Salient features of Constitution. What was the first point? Lengthiest written Constitution. Which is that? Indian Constitution. Next one. Next point. Sources drawn from the other Constitution. Third one. Rigid and flexibility. Indian Constitution is neither rigid nor flexible. Next. Parliamentary form of government. Next one. Federal system with unitary bias. Okay. Next. Independent bodies. Then 3-tier government. Okay. And also that secular state agirli, single citizenship agirli, fundamental rights, DPSP, fundamental duties bardidara nodi, universal adult franchise, at all. Okay. On 10 to 12 points that are called as salient features of the Constitution. Okay, we have completed this chapter. We'll take a break and we'll continue with the preamble. The next chapter is Preamble. Okay. Next chapter is Preamble. Preamble is the introduction of the Constitution. It is the identity card of the Constitution. Okay. And also, this preamble was been enacted after the Indian Constitution have been written. Understood? First they have written the Indian Constitution, then have added this preamble in that Indian Constitution. And see, this is the new version of Indian Constitution. Sorry.
It's also enacted under 1950 only.
1950 itself. 1950, the same, January 26, 1950. Okay. And see, this is the new preamble. Okay. In old preamble, socialist, secular, these words were not there. As I just shown you in the PPT, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಇತ್ತು ನೋಡಿ ಮೂಲಲ್ಲಿ. Okay. There, socialist, secular, and integrity, that was not been added. Okay. And this is the new preamble. Let me explain each in detail. Our preamble was been amended only once till now. Only once it has been amended, and through amendment we have added 3 words. One is socialist, secular, and integrity. These words been added through the amendment. Tiddupadi ಮೂಲಕ we have added these 3 words in that constitution. Okay. America was the first country to adopt the preamble entire globally. Okay. First ದೇಶ ಯಾವುದು preamble ನ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ America. Just write down that. American Constitution was the first. American Constitution was the first to begin with the preamble. Full stop. The preamble refers to the introduction or preface of the Indian Constitution. Preface of the Indian Constitution. Next, N.A. Phalkiwala. An eminent jurist, a famous jurist, judge. Okay. An eminent jurist and constitutional expert called the preamble as a identity card of the Constitution. Identity card of the Constitution. ಯಾರು ಕರೆದ್ರು? N.A. Phalkiwala. Who was he? An eminent jurist, famous jurist, judge, and also a well-known judge and also constitutional expert. This was asked either in UPSC or KPSC in previous year question in a prelims. PSI ಅಥವಾ KS or UPSC ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎನ್ಎ ಪಾಲ್ಕಿ ವಾಲಕ್ಕೆ. Understood? Is there any doubt? Which is the first country to adopt preamble? America. And who has called identity card of the constitution? N.A. Phalkiwala. And what is this preamble called as? Introduction or preface of the Indian constitution, and also it is an identity card of the constitution. Full stop. And preamble to the Indian constitution is based on objective resolution. We have already studied in the making of constitution chapter objective resolution that was been announced by whom? Jawaharlal Nehru. Howda? On which day?
Yeah.
Objective resolution, open that. 13th December 1947. Now you understood. Okay, that objective resolution is the modified version of preamble. Okay, this preamble is the modified version of objective resolution. Understood? Based on objective resolution, they created this preamble. Understood? Write down that. Preamble is based on objective resolution. Moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Full stop. As I told you, preamble was been amended once. Through which amendment? Through which constitutional amendment act it was been amended? 42nd Constitution. 42nd Amendment. Okay, through the help of 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976, it was been amended. Okay, with the help of this write down. Preamble was amended with the help of 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in the year 1946. 2 plus 4, 4 plus 2, 6. Here also 6. 1956. 1946. Sorry. 1976. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in the year 1976. Full stop. Added, comma, added 3 words, that is SSI. S stands for socialist, secular, integrity. SOSE, not sovereign. Okay, since sovereign is having more number of letters, don't choose this one. You will be getting confusion. Yes ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ madam. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು yes ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಟಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅದನ್ನ. Don't choose sovereign. Okay, it is having more number of letters. Just eliminate this. Okay, socialist, secular, choose that one. And integrity. And preamble was been amended only once till now. Write down. Finish. Now let us study all this. Okay. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತಿರೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. Okay, if we finish this one, this chapter is completed. First one, what it tells? We the people of India. See how much importance they are giving for the people of India here. They are not mentioned that I am the president of India or I am the prime minister of India there. Who is having more rights there? People of India, the public. We the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into. Solemnly resolved means holistically we should implement all this for our India. Let us see each word definition firstly. What is meant by sovereign? Firstly, let us see the each word, the importance of each word. Okay, the sovereign. Sovereign. Sovereign means independent nation, independent state. See, our India can be also called as state sometimes. Illi state anta bandre in polity, in constitution, the word state it refers to different wordings here, different meanings here. State might be not only the Rajya antasthe kariyodilla. State might be the nation also. Sometimes the state might be central government, state government also. Okay, the definition of state is different. What the public tells that. Okay, let us see that also. And firstly, sovereign anta hakoli. Sovereign. India is neither dependency. India is neither dependency. India is neither dependency. India is neither dependency nor a dominion of any other nation, of any other nation. What is meant by that? India is neither a dependency nor dominion of any other nation. What is meant by that? India is not depending on any other country, and it is not controlled. We are not having a half independence here. Dominion means what? Yesterday we have studied that. Dominion status means only half freedom. We didn't get any half freedom here. We are single independent country. Understood? And write down the next one. But an independent state. Independent state. Full stop. Don't get confusion. India is a nation. Why you have just made me to write the state here? Okay, it is either a state or a nation. Okay, and full stop. There is no authority above it. There is no authority above India. There is no other authority above India. Full stop. Full stop. Can India acquire the foreign state, the foreign nations? Can India do that or not? India can acquire some of the territories. Foreign territories acquire ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? See, India is having the right, being an independent nation, it is having the right to acquire the foreign states, foreign nation, and also it is having the right to secede a part of territories that belongs to India and to hand over it for the foreign states also. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರದೇಶವನ್ನ ಬೇರೆದವರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. Understood? We can make the other nation to join India, or else we can give some part of India for the other foreign nation also. Understood? Is there any doubt?
And what if in case the states are not having power to secede from the we can give part of the other nations. When it comes to states, certain parts we should give this, then the state control between states are secede.
Yes. See, what happens is in 100th constitutional, 1999th or 100th Constitutional Amendment Act, there was exchange of enclaves, the places between Bangladesh and India. But Supreme Court have given the ruling that you can exchange, okay? And Supreme Court now on petition udidru. The parliament is not even having the right to just secede some of these parts of India ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. But again, the Supreme Court have given the judgment that the parliament can exchange the enclaves because of the culture. See, Bangladesh and India are the neighboring states. Based on the culture, based on the dominancy of the communities, the religion, okay, you can just exchange the places also, set the boundaries ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Understood? Around about 111 enclaves ಗಳನ್ನ exchange ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ.
For example, if the complete West Bengal is a state for India.
Yeah.
Bangladesh aspirants complete state is central for us. Then the state includes India territory. Then we can give for a country. The state will depend on CCS now. There is no power for the states to control.
Only the parliament can give some of the territories of West Bengal for the Bangladesh as well.
If they tell that it completely depends on us, then it is.
See here, firstly, like seceding from the parliament can't do this kind of process very easily. Rarest of the rare cases, this will happen. And the parliament, in practicality, they will think which government is there in West Bengal. If there is kind of any opposition party there, okay, and if they wanted a vote banking, majority will be one ruling party. It can change that. They can, with the help of amendment, they can do that. But if both the central government, state government are having the same political party, then they will not do that. It totally depends on their present and practicality. In practicality, this will not happen very easily. Central government will think of the people firstly. If the majority of the people, they wanted to go for Bangladesh and they wanted to exchange some of the other places, they will do. But it is very rare cases. Okay, depends on totally the people's power. If there is lot of strike, then they will get the pressure and they might change the amendment and everything. If not, no. Understood? Totally depends on the people. Okay, when there is a normal days, the parliament will not take this kind of initiative by exchanging this one. Only in rare cases, okay, because of culture, because of the language. If there is any emergency that we wanted to add this place, we wanted to give up this place in exchange, then that will happen. Only with the Bangladesh that has been happened. Okay. See, best example is Belgaum. Yes, that is a boundary that comes. Belgaum is the Karnataka state. It belongs to the Karnataka state. But it is a boundary for whom? Karnataka and Maharashtra. But there is a lot of conflictions that goes on. That Maharashtra will tell that majorly the Marathi people are there in Belgaum. So let us join that for our Maharashtra. But that power is in hands of only the parliament. Understood? But our parliament navaru ee tara initiative ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಕರ್ನಾಟಕನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Lot of strikes and communal violence will go on. Law and order will break down. That is why, in order to maintain law and order, either that case will be just postponed for years together in a court. Understood? They don't want any kinds of this kind of violence, communal violence, the strikes. Okay. Next one, socialist. Socialist. Just put the heading socialist. What is meant by socialist?
All are equal, socially, government equal.
Okay. See, you have already studied this socialist in economy, socialistic market. Okay, sorry, socialistic economy. Okay, Marxist economy. That is democratic economy. See, a socialist means welfare of the state, welfare of the people. The government should do welfare of the people. Janara kalyana madode the duty of the state here. State means central government, state government. Understood? We are having the democratic socialism. Means democracy means what? People's rule. Democracy means people's rule. Based on our voting, we will send the representatives to the parliament. That is what we are having. We are having democratic socialism. Just write down. India is having democratic socialism. Democratic socialism. Full stop. Full stop. It involves the welfare of state. The welfare of state. The Indian socialism is the blend of Gandhian and Marxist socialism. Full stop. Our Indian socialism is a mixture of Gandhian and Marxist socialism. What was the Gandhian ideologies? Gandhiji's ideologies? What was Gandhiji's ideologies? Rural development. Then abolition or banning of alcohol, liquor, kalpatti sarai. Hoda? And go hatya. That all were the ideologies of Gandhiji. And giving the education for the Dalits, for the scheduled caste, for the scheduled tribe. And promoting the Khadi. That all were the ideologies of the Gandhiji. Okay. And it is the mixture of both Gandhijis and Marxists. Let us study what is Marxist. Okay. The father of socialism was the Karl Marx. He says that this central government, state government should help the people by giving them the education, by giving them the health facilities, by giving them the employment opportunities. The state government or the central government should control the resources, not the private people, not the business people. The country should not be a business-minded. The country should distribute the resources equally for the people. Understood? Best example, BPL card. What they are doing? They are giving the food grains, rice and wheat for the poor people. There is distributing equally or not, based on per head. For one person, 5 kg of grains, food grains are giving. They are distributing. That is equally distribution of resources they are doing. That is what the Karl Marx says. Distribution of resources equally for the people. That was the ideology of the Marxist, Karl Marx. Understood? Our Indian constitution, especially the socialist, is a mixture of Gandhian plus Gandhian and Marxist. This might be a one statement based question in your prelims. Socialist is based on the Gandhian principle and Marxist principle. Socialist is based on Gandhian principle and the other people's names they will give for you. Okay, you should choose Marxist and Gandhian. Okay. Next one, secular. This one, secular. Write down the secular. Secular means all the religions in our country are equal. Write down. All the religions in the country are equal. Full stop. None of the religion is dominating in India. Okay. In Pakistan, Islam majority country. Okay. And ours is a secular country where all the religions are equal. Government should support all the religions equally. Is it in practicality, is it going on like that? In practicality also, the government, the politicians, are they treating equally all the religions? Are they treating equally? In central, they are treating equally. In state, they are not treating equally. Why so? Vote bank. See, you should change the perception. Okay. You should think in their place also. Okay. Why they are doing like that? Okay. Is it right or not? See, in state government, they might be uplifting or they might be only just motivating, only uplifting only one of the castes here, one of the religions here. But that is also legal according to the constitution. They will tell that according to the DPSP, we are uplifting the weaker section. Understood? From your place, from your perception, it might be wrong. But when it comes to the constitution, they are having the rights. In order to uplift the weaker section, I'm supporting them. I'm doing the campaign for that caste or for that religion. I'm uplifting them socially. I wanted to bring them equally with the upper caste people. Understood? Okay. But being future civil servants, you can't condemn that kind of issues. If the farmer have discriminated like that and if he didn't, if he just sells his grains only for one caste, then what about the other caste people? Would they have went through the starvation? Farmer ಇದ್ದವ್ರೆ, ರೈತರಿದ್ದವ್ರೆ discrimination ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? See how these politicians and how the other people are discriminating. Not even the soldiers are discriminating. They are just doing their duty by being in the borders. One is farmer, one is soldier. They are the people who are not discriminating based on caste or religion. They are doing their own duty. Unfortunately, people are just behind the money and people are just behind the caste. It is the people who have made this kind of varnas and caste, not the gods also. We have created the mythology. Understood? We have created the literature. The people have created the literature. But none of the gods have came on this earth and told that this religion or this caste is above and you should serve them. Is there any kind of grantha regarding that? No. It is the people's perception that their own gods are great. Ultimately, humanity stands first in the world. Peace and humanity. Manushyatva mean important. See, we are dependent on every people. We are dependent on farmers, we are dependent on soldiers, we are dependent on doctors, we are dependent on our own parents. We don't know which vegetable seller is from which caste. We are just bringing the vegetables. And they also don't know for which caste people they are selling that. We are taking the services, we are taking the goods. And we are dependent on every kinds of section of people here. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಒಂದೇ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದವರು ಒಂದೇ ಮನೆದವರು ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿನ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಹೌದಾ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಒನ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ವೇ okay next one the democratic demo means demo means people, critic means rule, that is people's rule. Democratic, people's rule. We are having two types of democracy in India. We are having two types of democracy in India. Just write down two types of democracy. One is direct democracy. Next one is indirect democracy. One is direct democracy, another one is indirect democracy. What is meant by direct democracy and indirect democracy?
Direct democracy, people will directly.
See, direct democracy means people are having the power and those people are supreme to create the laws for themselves. Best example, Switzerland. Understood? Best example, Switzerland. The people who are there, they will create their own laws for themselves. There will be a booth there and they will just, the voters will come, they will come and they will just read that statements. Based on that, they will tick that whichever the law they wanted and they will just dump it in that box. People are supreme over there. There is no kind of representatives like this, MLAs, MLCs, MPs, like that. Understood? Is there any doubt? Write down. The people exercise, write down for this. The people exercise their supreme power directly. Example, Switzerland. Full stop. Okay. Next is indirect democracy. What is indirect democracy? Our India is having an indirect democracy. What is meant by that?
The people are making the rules, but in our country, they will elect the person, they will make the rules.
Yes, correct. On behalf of people of India, we are having the representatives. Those people are elected from the people. Those representatives are elected from the people and they will be sitting in the parliament. They will create a laws for us. ನಾವು ಜನನಾಯಕಿಯನ್ನ ಗೆಲ್ಸಿದೀವಿ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? On behalf of people, they will represent us in the parliament. They will represent us in the Vidhan Sabha. Understood? ನಮಗ ಹಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಲಾಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಜನನಾಯಕರನ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಲಾಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ, ಕಾನೂನನ್ನ. That is what indirect democracy. Write down. The representatives elected by the people exercise the supreme power and carry on the government and makes the laws. Full stop. Example, India. Full stop. Write down below that, write down the types of direct democracy. Okay. As I told you regarding the Switzerland, okay. So in Switzerland, there is a parliament. There are ministers. There are MPs. There is also president. Okay. There is also prime minister. But whatever the parliament create the laws, this law can be rejected or accepted by the people through the votes. Okay. ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the parliament has created the laws for Switzerland people. Think that most of the people, they don't wanted that law. What they will do is they will group together, they will reject that law. by ticking that, either accepting that law or rejecting that law. Understood? If the majority comes that people don't need that law, that will be striked. Understood? Okay, that is called as direct democracy. And in 2021, they have just the parliament. The people have just banned that face mask. Usually, the woman used to wear the face mask there, okay, in order to cover up their face. Okay, but that was been banned in 2021 with the help of people itself. Okay, they have just majority of the vote that was to uncover the face. Okay, uncover the face. Majority of the people, majority of the women they choose. That's why adinna alle ban aaytu. Okay, that's why they are having the direct democracy. The people are having the power there. But ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ implement ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. What is the population of India? 145 crore. How many are the voters? 80 to 90 crore. 80 to 90 crore of the people are voters. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಲಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ 80 to 90 crore votes ಗಳನ್ನ ಎಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. It will take 1 or 2 years of time. ಹೌದಾ? ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆಟ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಎಣ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ. That's why based on that we are having the indirect democracy. Understood? But in Switzerland, what is the population? Just check. What is the population of Switzerland? Whichever the country they are having the less democracy, I mean the less population, there they can have their direct democracy. But India is a huge populous country where it is very difficult to calculate these kinds of results, especially in terms of ballot paper. What is the population of Switzerland? Checked. How much? 90.3 lakh. 90.3 lakh. What is the population of Bangalore? Nam Bangalore ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ದೇಶ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಸಾರಿ, ನಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಜನರದು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ದೇಶದ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ? What is the population of US? Yeah, 1.5 crore. 30 to 40% of the people are Indians only there. 34 crore. See, in future, after 200 years, I don't know, it is my opinion, after 200 years, except China, except Pakistan, ನಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ನಮ್ದೇ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂಡ್ they will be the Indian originals, even though they are having the citizenship of that country, but they will be Indian originals. Entire 90% of the globe will become India only, like Indian originals only they will be having. Yes, Indian originals only. In Parliament of UK, Parliament of USA, our Indian citizen, our Indian originals are there. USA ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತವರು, UK ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಜರ್ಮನಿ, ಸಿ wherever you go, ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಅವ್ರ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟುಕ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ದೇರ್, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಅಜ್ಜ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿದವ್ರೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? And Pakistan was also the part of India till 1947. ಹೌದಾ? In China also, Indian students are just doing their masters or that also. Okay, doesn't mean that China have restricted for Indian students. No, there are some of the students, they are just pursuing their masters over there, a degree also there, and also they are working. Some of our Indians, they are working in China also. Types of direct democracy. First one, referendum. Next one, initiative. Referendum, initiative, recall, plebiscite. Plebiscite. First one, referendum. Okay, first one, referendum. Let me explain and then I will dictate you. Okay. Referendum means where this is the direct vote by the people. They can either accept or reject the law by just ticking yes or reject. Okay. Accept or reject. Okay, there will be one law in that paper. Okay, there will be accept or reject. Option irtada. Either they might choose accept or reject. Okay. Example, Switzerland 2021 nalli banning of face mask for the woman. Understood? Just write down. Referendum, the definition of that. It is a direct vote by the people. It is a direct vote by the people on a specific law. On a specific law or a policy proposed by the government. Let me repeat again. It is a direct vote by the people on a specific law, on a specific 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 law or a policy proposed by the government. Full stop. Citizens decide yes or no. Citizens decide yes or no. Write down that yes or no in apostrophe, double inverted commas. To accept or reject a law. To accept or reject a law. Full stop. Full stop. Example, Switzerland 2021. Switzerland 2021. Ban face coverings in public places for women. Full stop. Next one, initiative. See here, an initiative that allows the people, that allows the citizens to create laws based on the signature, based on number of signatures they take. Okay, just write down that. Initiative allows citizens to propose a new laws or constitutional amendments by collecting a required number of signature. Full stop. Example, Switzerland. Again, Switzerland. Citizens can propose a constitutional amendment with 1 lakh signatures. If the citizen feels that they wanted a constitutional amendment, then they will take 1 lakh signature. Understood? But in our case, in India, it is not like that. In order to amend the constitution, the Indian signature, the citizen signature is not necessary. The 2/3 of the majority is necessary in the parliament. Okay. Next one, recall. Third type, recall. 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 Just write down. Recall allows the citizens to remove an elected person from office before their term ends. Think that the citizens don't like this, any of the official, okay, and that person can be removed from that government. Next one, plebiscite, last one. Write down. Plebiscite is a direct vote. By the citizens. To decide a major national issue. Open the bracket. Often political or territorial. Bracket close, comma, but it is not always binding. Legally binding. But it is not always legally binding. Binding means compulsory. Okay. See on this plebiscite, any of the government will take the opinion of the public. The government should know the opinion of the public first. Either it might be a political or else it might be territorial. think that there is a border issue with that country, they will take the opinion of the people. Okay, and then they will just bring that law. Think if we are having regarding the Belgaum, they will take the opinion of the Belgaum people, the surrounding people, through the voting of plebiscite. Then they will decide. But it is not binding. Whatever based on the voting, if it tells that majority, ಅದು ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ತರ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ತರ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ indirect democracy. We are not having this one. Understood? But all these referendum ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, this was been utilized in India. Referendum. There were 3 princely states. They didn't agree to join India. Do you know which are those? Gujarat nalide adu. Hyderabad, Jammu and Kashmir, and I also forgot the name. Wait. Junagadh. They have chosen that dynasty. I mean that territory. In that territorial ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ the people decided to join India with the help of referendum after the independence. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು they have already joined India, but 3 princely states didn't join India. They were independent. Hyderabad Nizam, Hyderabad, that one, that territory, Jammu and Kashmir, and Junagadh, that is Gujarat. They told that we will be independent. We will not join hands with India or else Pakistan. With the help of referendum, we have made Junagadh to join India. The people agreed to join India. Understood? Okay. Plebiscite ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಟೆರಿಟೋರಿಯಲ್, and then based on that they will take the decision. But that is not binding. That is not compulsory for the parliament to agree that. Okay. Is there any doubt what we have studied today? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic. Okay, what is sovereign? Sovereign, independent nation. Howda? Socialist, welfare of people. Welfare of people. Understand? It is a mixture of both Gandhian and Marxist. Next, secular. All the religion are equal. Secular is related to the religion. Secular is related to the religion. All the religions are equal in India. Democratic, people's rule. We are having 2 types of democracy. One is direct democracy, indirect democracy. Direct democracy example, Switzerland. And there are 4 types of direct democracy. Which are those? RIRP, that is referendum, initiative, recall, plebiscite. Can you explain this? Referendum andre eno? Yes or no concept. Either accepting or rejecting that law. Initiative, 1 lakh signature. Okay. Recall, remove the elected person. Remove the elected official. Next, plebiscite, major issues. Okay. National issues ಗಳು ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, national interested issues, based on that. Understood? Okay. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಿಟ್ಜರ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ. Understood? And we are having indirect democracy. India is having the indirect democracy. People will not create the laws here. On behalf of people, representatives will create the laws. Who are the representatives? MLA, MLC, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha members. Understood? Okay, let us wind up the class.